Well, the federal government has expressed concern for the welfare of police suspects in Sri Lanka after claims of abuse were levelled by two failed asylum seekers who were arrested following their return from Australia. The men say Sri Lankan police beat them on the head and body during an interrogation carried out in the presence of an Australian federal police officer stationed in the Sri Lankan capital, Colombo. The Australian Federal Police strenuously deny witnessing the assault. The AFP have told Lateline that the complaint led them to raise concerns over the treatment of prisoners with their Sri Lankan counterparts, who in turn also denied the allegation. Peter Lloyd reports with additional research by Joel Keep and Rebecca Lever.
Since 2009, 4 federal police officers have been stationed at the Australian High Commission in Colombo. They were dispatched to help Sri Lankan police stop the flow of boats carrying asylum seekers to Australia. According to the AFP, the role of the Australians is to exchange criminal intelligence regarding the organisers and facilitators of people smuggling. The AFP says it also provides its Sri Lankan counterparts with equipment, training and cooperation in prosecutions. Now this prominent Sri Lankan human rights lawyer has questioned the closeness of that relationship. Lakshan Dias says an Australian federal policeman was present during the beating of 2 brothers when they were in Sri Lankan police custody.
What my clients told me, while they were mistreated, they have seen this AFP is coming and out of this particular section. So there is no reason that the particular AFP officer should not see that the interrogations and atrocities towards my clients. And my clients told me that they saw that the AFP officer have seen these interrogations.
Sumit Mendes and his brother Indika were detained in 2009 at the Christmas Island Detention Centre after the boat they were on was stopped by Australian authorities. In time, their claim for asylum was rejected and they were deported back to Sri Lanka. Last August, they were arrested by Sri Lankan police on the apparent suspicion that they were planning to make another attempt to leave Sri Lanka by boat on another journey to Australia. It's while in custody they say they were beaten. An affidavit details the abuse allegations by one of the men, Sumit Mendes.
I was severely tortured and I was unable to pass urine for 2 days and had an unbearable pain in my body. They put a piece of wood into my head and inserted nails into the piece of wood.
According to Sumit's affidavit, an Australian federal policeman was present during his interrogation. It's a claim he repeated during an interview by phone from a prison in Sri Lanka, where he is still being held on charges of attempting to leave the country illegally.
I asked the Sri Lankan authorities to speak to him. He would have heard it. I said it in English, "I want to speak to you," but he didn't take any notice of me.
The Sri Lankan Criminal Investigation Department, or CID, has a notorious reputation for violent treatment of suspects. During the Civil War and since, it has been accused of involvement in the disappearance and murder of countless Sri Lankan civilians. To many, the CID is a byword for state-sponsored violence.
If you say that you are taken into CID, everybody gets scared because it's a known thing in Sri Lanka.
Lateline put a series of questions about these claims to the Australian Federal Police. In a statement, the AFP said,
"The AFP can confirm records indicate an AFP officer was present in the building on the day the offence was alleged to occur. The officer was attending to duties unrelated to the male person."